Rain tapped softly against the tall glass windows of the upscale restaurant, blurring the golden city lights outside into streaks of warmth and loneliness. Inside, everything shimmered: polished floors, crystal glasses, quiet laughter. But near the back, where the kitchen doors swung open and shut, tension hung thick in the air. Daniel stood there, still in his waiter's uniform, his hands trembling just enough to betray the calm expression he was trying to hold. Across from him, the manager's voice cut sharply through the noise. "I told you, Daniel, we don't tolerate dishonesty here." "I wasn't being dishonest," Daniel said quietly, his voice strained but respectful. I needed the job. My brother, he's sick. I didn't want to lose this." "You lied about your availability. You disappeared during your shift yesterday. Customers complained." "This isn't a charity." Daniel swallowed hard. He had rehearsed this moment in his mind, but reality felt heavier. He had a seizure. "I had no one else to call. I had to go." The manager sighed, already impatient. "I'm sorry about your situation, but we have standards. You're fired. Leave your apron and collect your pay at the front." The words landed like a quiet explosion. Daniel didn't argue again. He knew it wouldn't change anything. Slowly, he untied his apron, folding it carefully like it still mattered. His eyes burned, but he refused to let tears fall here, not in front of strangers. What he didn't know was that someone had been watching the entire exchange. At a corner table, partially hidden by a column, sat a woman dressed simply but elegantly. No loud jewelry, no obvious signs of wealth, just a calm presence and eyes that missed nothing. Her name was Eleanor Voss, one of the most powerful billionaires in the city. Though few would recognize her without headlines or cameras, she had come in quietly that evening, hoping for a rare moment of anonymity. Instead, she found herself unable to look away. She watched Daniel place his apron down, watched the way his shoulders tightened as he turned toward the exit. There was something in the way he carried himself, not defeat, not quite. Responsibility, burden, love. Eleanor set down her glass slowly. Something about this didn't sit right. Daniel stepped out into the rain, the cold hitting him instantly. He paused under the dim awning. He pulled out his phone, his fingers shaking as he dialed. "Hey." "Yeah, I'm on my way," he said softly, forcing steadiness into his voice. "No, it's okay. I'll figure something out. Just don't worry, okay?" There was a pause. Then his expression softened. "I know. I love you too." He ended the call and closed his eyes for a moment, letting the rain mist his face. Then he started walking. "Wait." The voice came from behind him. Daniel turned, confused. Eleanor stood there now, holding an umbrella, the rain barely touching her. "You dropped something," she said. He frowned slightly. "I don't think I." But she stepped closer, holding out not an object, but a moment, a pause in his unraveling. "Your dignity," she said gently. "You almost left it behind." Daniel blinked, unsure how to respond. "I heard what happened," she continued. "You didn't deserve that." He looked away, uncomfortable. "It's fine. I should have handled things better." "No," she said firmly. "You chose your brother over your job. That's not failure. That's character." The rain grew heavier around them, but neither moved. Daniel hesitated. "Look, I appreciate it, but I need to go." "He's waiting." "What's his name?" "Sam." "And what does Sam need right now?" Daniel's voice dropped. "Medication. Care. Someone there." Eleanor studied him for a moment, then made a decision so quickly it surprised even herself. "Take me to him." Daniel stared at her. "What?" "Take me to your brother," she repeated. "Please." "This doesn't make sense," he said cautiously. "I don't even know you." "That's fair," she admitted. "But I know what it looks like when someone is drowning quietly. And I have the means to help." He hesitated, torn between suspicion and desperation. "Why would you do that?" he asked. Eleanor's expression softened. something distant flickering behind her eyes. Because once, a long time ago, no one helped someone I loved. That was all she said. And somehow, it was enough. 20 minutes later, they stood inside a small, dim apartment. The air smelled faintly of medicine and something worn but cared for. On the couch lay a young man, pale but alert, his eyes lighting up when Daniel entered. "You're late," Sam said weakly, trying to smile. "Yeah," Daniel replied, forcing lightness. "Got caught in the rain." He stepped aside. "This is Eleanor." Sam gave a small nod. "Hi." Eleanor walked in slowly, taking in everything. The peeling paint, the neatly stacked bills on the table, the quiet strength holding the room together. "Hi, Sam," she said warmly. She didn't ask permission. She didn't hesitate. She simply stepped into the moment and began to change it. Within an hour, she had made calls. Quiet, efficient, undeniable calls that a private doctor arrived. Medication was arranged and a care plan was set in motion. Daniel watched it all unfold like something unreal, his mind struggling to keep up. "Why?" he asked again, his voice barely above a whisper. Eleanor turned to him, her expression calm but firm. "Because the world is too quick to punish people for loving others." He shook his head slightly, overwhelmed. This changes everything." She nodded. "Good." There was a long silence. Then she reached into her bag and handed him a simple card. "If you're willing," she said, "I have a position for you. Not as a waiter. Something better. Something stable." Daniel looked at the card but didn't take it immediately. "What kind of position?" "One where honesty like yours isn't punished," she said. "It's valued." He finally took it, his hands still unsteady, but for a different reason now. Hope. Real. Unfamiliar. Terrifying hope. As the rain continued outside, something inside that small apartment shifted. Not just circumstances, but direction. Possibility. Future. And for the first time in a long time, Daniel allowed himself to believe that maybe, just maybe, things could change. All because someone chose to see, to stop, and to care.